What is happening, everybody? Happy Friday to you. It is Friday, June 5th, 2020. This morning's episode is titled, Don't Stop Believin'. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
What is happening? What's going on, everybody? Good morning to you. Welcome to another episode of Morning Perspective. Let's see who we got on here. We got Jared. What's happening? Christian Hauser. Good morning. Tammy Clark. Good morning again. Always love seeing the West Coast folks up here early in the morning. Carla, good morning to you. Chris Filippelli. Mike Mullins, my man from Louisville, Kentucky down there, holding it down for my guys at ADC Paving. I just saw your crew yesterday, brother. It was a pleasure seeing those guys. So this morning's topic, guys, is one that, I think I try to live by in every aspect of my life. And I titled the show, Don't Stop Believin'. And, there's been a lot of things that have happened in my life over the last handful of months here, the last few years, really, that have, changed everything about my life. I've always had a really great life. I've always done very well, but just from a fulfillment standpoint and from a standpoint of, just making a lot of choices that have put me around the right people and what those things have done for my life and just the excitement that I feel every single day going into the world. And, I wanted to talk about this morning because I think that there's a lot of people that go through times in their lives where, maybe they don't feel necessarily like they still believe that things are possible. And I think that, in the world today, there are so many things out there that fight against us trying to stay positive and fight against us, trying to get the things that we want in life and to achieve the things that we want, and really just to stay in a place that allows us to give the best version of ourselves to the world, right? Just to be able to function every single day in the best capacity that we have. And I personally, I believe really that there is a really big lack of mental toughness and mental and emotional discipline that probably steals more people's dreams in the world than anything else. And so, the title of the show, Don't Stop Believin', it's kind of my message to everybody that, don't ever give up. Don't ever stop believing in yourself, and don't ever stop believing in whatever it is that your mission, your personal mission is. It might be different than mine. It probably is. Every person has a unique thing that they are looking to accomplish in their life. And, the world is always pushing us in the opposite direction. There is this, there's this average out there in the world that's constantly, Ryan Stewman calls it the force of average, I believe. And it's like, this force of average that pushes against us. And there's so much, out there in the realm of negativity and people that want to build doubt into what you're doing and who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. And, I've been through all of that. And so I know that at times there are always going to be, people that need to hear this. There's always going to be people out there that are going through that moment where that negativity and doubt can take you over. And, when I was thinking about this morning, I thought about, just how easy it is to jump in that, what I call the river of negativity. And you can ride the current. You can just jump in there and it's real comfortable because there's a lot of people in there with the negativity and the doubt and, not trying to fight that force of average that's drawing us backwards. But you could jump in there and you could ride that current just like everybody else. We all have things that happen to us almost every single day that give us the opportunity to make excuses, to slow down, to start feeling bad for ourselves, and to do it, by the way, with a level of justification where nobody would ever question that you don't do something, or that you give up, or that you take a pause from what you really are pursuing. And it's those moments, guys, where you take your foot off the gas that cost you the biggest opportunities in your life, that cost you the momentum that you've worked really, really hard to build. And I want to give you guys a couple examples, at least one specific example, and maybe more come to my mind as I talk about this. But some of you may have seen yesterday, I released an announcement that I took a position on the board of directors with a company called Lead Revenue. And that's a very cutting edge digital marketing company out of California. I'm blessed to have this opportunity to work alongside Brett and Karen Sutherland and the team at Lead Revenue. Those guys have done amazing things in their lives, and to have the privilege of being asked to take that position and to sit on the board of that company that's going to help so many businesses and to just do great things in the world. It's like, I can't even put it into words what it means to me and what it felt like to go through that process of being asked. And when you see the people who are associated with this company and the things that it does, it'll make a lot more sense to you guys. But the reason that I bring that up is I want to tell you this. Back in January, we had the Gold Digger retreat down in Anguilla, and I came back from that retreat. And then I think it was the following week, it was like a week in between, I had to fly to Milwaukee, and I was speaking at an event called Cheat Codes for Business. And that was Jordan Stupar and Brett Sutherland were having that event. And I was really looking forward. One of the main reasons that I wanted to speak at that event was to go and actually meet Brett. Jordan had told me a lot of things about Brett, and I was really excited to be able to meet him. And literally the day before I was supposed to leave to go speak at that event, I was deathly sick. Like, I literally just got so sick. Like, all of a sudden I was like, it was just bad. Like, I literally couldn't get out of bed. Just everything you can imagine about being sick was happening to me. And, my wife was like, man, you really probably shouldn't go to this event. And there was something in my mind and inside of me that said, like, man, you got to find a way to go. And so I called Jordan. I didn't know Brett Sutherland at the time. I called Jordan and I said, hey man, I'm not going to be able to make my AM flight. I had like a 5:30 AM flight. I'm not going to make that AM flight. I'm going to change that flight, and I'll be there tomorrow evening instead of tomorrow morning. And so I was supposed to meet those guys for a dinner Friday night, and that was where I was, going to meet Brett for the first time. And so that kind of bummed me out. But I thought, like, man, I just need to go do what I'm supposed to do here. I need to follow my gut and just, go check this box and make this happen, because I may not ever get this opportunity again. And so I went and spoke at that event, and I pushed through that, and I wasn't feeling great the next day, but I was feeling a lot better. And that started a relationship that led to what you guys saw happen yesterday. And I ended up, being part of this company. And, there was a lot of things going on at that time that, were just all over the place, so busy and so many things going on and so much distraction and so many things that could have kept me from continuing forward. I could have jumped into that current of, just following what everybody else does. And I could have made that excuse. And I don't say that to toot my horn. I just say that because that opportunity, guys, turned into something that is just unbelievable for me, for my family, and for everybody that I am connected to. It's an opportunity to help more people. It's an opportunity to be part of a group of people that I'm really proud to associate myself with. And, it is easy for us to take the easy way out. It's easy for us to listen to those people that tell us it's okay not to do something. And those people, when my wife told me not to go to Milwaukee, that I should stay home because I wasn't feeling well. I was really, really sick. She wasn't trying to keep me from that opportunity. She was just trying to help me feel better and to keep me safe. And so I ask you to think about that. Don't ever stop believing in yourself in those moments when people might be telling you something differently than what aligns with what you feel. And in those moments when you overcome those things, that is where you gain the inches in life that really, really make a difference. And so as I was thinking about this morning, here's some of what I wrote down. There's an alternative to just riding the current with everyone else. You don't have to jump in that river of negativity, of doubt, of excuses, of giving yourself the opportunity not to do something. The alternative is to stay in the fight, to not give in when those challenges come along and knock you down, to not pay attention and listen to the critics who are trying to derail you from your own personal dreams, from your own personal gains. To not feel the need, this is a big one in today's world. Like you see this right now with all the stuff going on in the world and in social media, to not feel the need to respond to every single person that has something to say, but rather to focus on what you need to do, to choose to take actions that serve yourself, that serve others, and that serve the world around you. To choose joy and peace over negativity and chaos. To choose to spend your time with people in the world that actually lift you up, that give you confidence, instead of spending hours of your life discussing topics and discussing people that bring you down or that make you feel some kind of way. You have a choice. Every single conversation that you have is a choice. And there are plenty of them, by the way, that I have. We talk about some of the same topics that we have to come to a resolution to. We have to find a way to solve so that they don't keep recurring in our life. So it's not that you can never have negative conversations, but just remember that you always have a choice. When you're having those conversations, you have a choice to choose happiness over negativity. And when you make those choices over and over and over, guys, for an extended period of time, when you are constantly making those choices to choose right versus wrong, to choose joy over negativity, to choose to block out the noise and to do the things that you need to do to push yourself forward every single day, and you never stop believing in what it is that is your mission, what it is that you're trying to accomplish, you block out everything and you just focus on that one thing. Your life will start to unfold in front of you in ways that for years of your life, you only thought happened to some people. And I was there, guys. I looked at people and thought to myself, like, man, why does this happen to some people and it never happens to me? And the reason was, at that time when I thought those things, and even for a long time leading up to, some major breakthroughs in my life, like I thought, like, man, is this really worth it? Or am I going to just constantly slide backwards like everybody else? Those slides that happen, that push you backwards, those things, guys, come from the choices you make, from the conversations that you have, maybe the conversations that you don't have. But it is your focus and your choice that allows you the opportunity to succeed or be pushed back in the wrong direction. And it's those moments when you have momentum and you engage in this nonsense that most of the world engages in, that pushes you in the wrong direction. And when you do that, you're giving up all of the progress that you worked for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months to make. You're giving it all up in that instant because you decided to jump in that river of negativity and just ride the current with the rest of the world. And here's what I'll tell you guys. I just heard this the other day, and it won't be word for word. But think about this, guys. The sun puts off all kinds of heat and light, right? It warms the entire world. But if you focus that sun, that light and that heat in one place, it could turn into a laser, and literally it can cut through things. They use lasers to cut through metal, to cut through steel, to cut through all kinds of different things because it's focus. And what happens when all of this negativity in the world is it blurs your focus. And you buy into it. And you stop believing in what it is that you actually want to accomplish. You start believing that maybe it's not possible, instead of never stopping the path that you're on until you get to the breakthrough. Because sometimes I see people give up that I know are this close, or are just inches away from what it is that they want to accomplish next. And I want you to think back in your life to those times when you didn't take the shot, when you allowed yourself the excuse. And I want you to change that today, like change it starting today. Take the shot, make the sacrifice that allows you to take that shot. Because as you make those sacrifices over and over and over again, and you never stop, right? You keep going. You never stop believing that you're going to get there. One day you look up and you're a lot closer than you thought you would ever be. And I see this happen around me all the time. I see the people that make the choice to do it. Lee Haight is on here this morning. That's a guy that I've watched for years, and we've become better friends over these years, but I've watched him fight through all of the things that I'm describing right now. And everybody looks at where he is at now and doesn't understand the process that it took to get there. They never want to talk about the challenges. They never want to talk about the negativity, the people that doubt you, the people that try to bring you down, the people that take shots at you, that have everything in the world to say other than congratulations or nice job or keep going, man. Everybody has something to say. Most of it is not going to help you. And so when you find the way to maintain your focus, you can burn through anything. And you will get closer and closer and closer to what it is that you set out to do. And so, as we all know, today is Friday. And as I say every single week on this show, you have a choice on Fridays. Most of the world, these people that ride in the current of the river of negativity, they don't work hard on Fridays. They don't check the box that will give them and their families and their friends and the people that rely on them a better life. They don't. They take it easy. They leave at noon. They check out at 10 a.m. They act like they're working all afternoon, and they sit on Facebook or Amazon or whatever it is that they pretend to be working, but they enjoy themselves. And so I ask you this: if you really want to make a better life for yourself, what do you need to do today to get closer to that? How many phone calls do you need to make? How many new customers do you need to contact? How many follow-ups do you need to make to produce what it is that you need to produce for your life, for your family, to be able to get closer to what it is that you say you want? I'll go back to the video that I've showed you guys a handful of times. Are your dreams really your dreams if your actions don't connect and line up? If you are not doing today what lines up with what you say you want in your life, then shame on you. And nobody is going to do that for you. You are in one body. You get one of these. And nobody's going to come drag it around for you and do the work. My dad used to say, nobody is going to come knocking on the door to ask you to go to work or to tell you what you need to do. You need to figure that out for yourself. And Fridays, I use the words separation season a lot, right? So I believe there are periods of time like COVID-19, like the things that we're going through, that allow people to get distracted. And Fridays, I view personally as separation season every single week. It's how I get ahead versus my competition. It's how the great separate themselves from the good. And I believe that your focus on Fridays says a lot about you as a person. It says a lot about you and how serious you are about your dreams and where you're trying to go. Because Fridays are a day that everybody blows off and that very few people are productive. So I ask you guys, I say it every week, to go out on this week. Go out like a lion, not like a mouse. Think about that this Friday. Don't stop believing in yourself no matter what happens to you, no matter what comes your way. It's all noise, guys. At the end of the day, as long as you wake up, you put your 2 feet on the floor tomorrow morning and you got oxygen in your lungs, you have another chance. It doesn't matter what happens to you. You have another chance to do it. And if you don't stop believing and you keep taking the actions necessary to push yourself in the right direction every single day, just a little bit better. Mr. Calloway is on here at 4:30 a.m. on the West Coast. He said last night on our top contractor elite call, I told my team I just want them to get 1% better every week. And at the end of a year, you'd be 52% better. Actually, it's more than that because there's compound percentage there. But needless to say, just get a little bit better every day and don't allow yourself to be pushed back. Don't give up. Don't sit on the couch for a couple of days because, that's what everybody else does. Keep pushing. Keep your focus and don't stop believing. Make it a great Friday, guys. I will see you again right here, 7:30 a.m. Eastern on Morning Perspective, Monday morning, bright and early. I appreciate all the comments this morning. I appreciate there was a bunch of new people on here or people that aren't here every single morning. So I appreciate you guys. I always appreciate the crew that's here with me every single morning. If you guys found some value in this, I'm going to ask you, please, to share this out because I think we're in a time right now where people, they need the reminder to not stop believing in themselves. So please share this out to your pages, share it out to a group that maybe you're a part of that you think could benefit from it. Send it in a text message to somebody. It'll be live on the podcast platforms over on YouTube here in a few minutes. So you can send people the audio version if you don't want to send it to them on Facebook, but it will be available to you. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the congratulations from the post that I shared last night. You guys are awesome. And it means a lot to me. It really does. So thank you guys for being here. And I will see you Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. right here. Same place, same time on Morning Perspective. Love you guys. Have a great Friday.